Our next speaker, our first speaker, which I want to introduce, is a very great dear friend of mine. He's really a dynamic leader within Forever UK. I have been seeing him from a distance, and I'm so honored to work with him since I've been here for the last year. I have been seeing his growth, and a lot of people have been asking, how does he do it? How is he the superstar of sponsoring within UK, Ireland, and Iceland? And that's what he's at the moment. He's the leader of sponsoring the most assistant supervisors this year so far, and he has been working his butt off. So I'm gonna tell you that you're gonna hear lots of great stuff. So let me invite him. Let me thank him. He's our diamond manager, Paul Brown. Thank you very much for coming in, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Michael. Wow, it's a real pleasure to be invited to come up and speak. And I just want to say, Michael, as I got this opportunity to start the day, I just want to say from everyone here in the UK, thank you for everything you're doing. We're seeing some real energy, people moving through the plan, sales going up, people making money, which is what it's all about, and having fun. So thank you for making it a lot of fun.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
No problem at all. So it's now my pleasure to really get this day started and get going. And I think one of the things that will be really good is if I tell you a little bit about my background and just started. So as Michael says, my name's Paul Brown. My background is in accountancy. I joined Forever Living Products in 1994. In fact, a couple of days, according to my registration, I would have been involved in it 30 years. I can't believe I've ever done anything for 30 years, let alone having as much fun. And I guess the why, I put it up, the why is because why is it we're doing something, and why would we want to do something? Because when we know the why and we got the right mindset, we can do anything we want. We've learned some incredible things. We've all been around on this planet for definitely a good few years. So we've got all the answers, but we need to go into our mind and get the right answers. The why was important. For me, I looked at the business back in 94. I was going along my life. I was thinking that I was doing pretty well. I was working as an accountant in the city. I loved what I did. Okay, but what I didn't do was love the fact that I used to get up in the morning when my daughter was in bed. I come home at night when my daughter was in bed. I didn't do this 6 days a week. I did this 7 days a week. And I didn't know how I was going to spend any time being a parent and doing the things I wanted to do. So I guess for me, without knowing it, what I was looking for was to escape the rat race. And when I first saw Forever Living Products back in 1994, when I saw the presentation, I saw great products, I saw a great company, and I thought that's great for Rex, it's great for Forever Living. But what could be in there for me? And then they started talking about the royalty income. Now, I don't know if it was because I'm a numbers man, and I don't know if it's because I was in accountancy, but I realized that all the people that had a great life and had the right kind of balance between health and fitness, making money, business and finance, character, relationships, all of them people had time to put in different areas. And what they did is they created an income from a residual way of making money. Now, back in the day, the only way I knew how to create a royalty income was like singing a song or writing a book. Now, singing, I might get paid not to sing. And for writing a book, well, I first need to learn how to read before I write a book. So for me, I didn't know how I was going to get royalty. And I was in this room and they showed me that I could generate a business and an income using Forever Living as a vehicle to be able to have a royalty income. And that's why I got started. And I think all of us have been involved in the business anywhere from a few hours to a few days. I know there's a few people on this session back to school today that have only been on it a few days. Some of you have been on it a few years, some of you have been on it a few decades. The question is why are you here? What is it you want? How can FLP as a vehicle deliver to you? And Michael and his team have got a great way of supporting you and helping you, but you need to know your why. For me, that's pretty important. So we're here to talk about recruitment. Okay, so you know, for me, this is where the business starts. You know, I've been involved in the business for 30 years. I built a bit of a business. I'm a diamond manager in the plan. I've achieved most of the things in the marketing plan. I'm just trying to think if I haven't achieved something. I haven't been a GLT member. So I've pretty much achieved most of the things in the marketing plan. And I also had about a 20-year period where, except for being a bit of an area manager, I didn't build my business and the residual income kept coming in. So Forever Living delivers in every way. But what you need to do is you need to do some work. So for me, it starts off with recruitment. It goes recruitment, then it goes sales, then it sees sales, and then we see promotions. Okay, and that's good for people because they're getting success, they're getting confidence, and they're making money. And then it goes back. Okay, and we do more recruitment, we get more sales, and we get even bigger leaders. And that's what it is. So, what is it we actually do? If we're looking to find a team, what is it we actually do? And if you're here today and you're watching the day and you've just literally come in and you just wanted to make a little bit of money selling a few products, then don't let me put you off. This is a section about recruitment and this is about building a team. So if you're going to build a team, what's our job? What do we do? Well, what we actually do is we find people who are looking for solutions, okay, to their business. What we do is we literally find people that are looking to solve their problems and we show them our option. And that's really, really the key, okay? Finding people that got a problem, okay, that are willing to work to a solution, okay, and then we find them our option. And our option isn't right for everyone. It's not one glove that fits all. And what we do is we attract the people that like our option. Now, I think right now, where we're in a day and age right now, is that lots of people got problems, but not everybody wants to solve them. Everybody thinks they do, but not everybody does. So what I want to just share with you is we all can find people with problems. They're everywhere. What we want is we want people that want to solve their problems. Okay, how do we know when they say, yes, we want to solve a problem? How do we know they really want to solve it? Well, by what they do, not by what they say. And what we can do is give assignments. Okay, and you can bet by the time I finish my slot, I'm going to give you an assignment today, because those that go out and put the assignments in place are actually going to solve their problems using this option. And that's what we want to do. And so really, you know, that is what we do. We find people with problems that want to solve them, we show no option. Now, Michael and the team have put an incredible amount of tools and support into it. And I just want to take this time to talk about it. Obviously, we need to be consistent. So if we're looking for people, how many people do we need to speak to on a regular basis? You know, I see all these people sponsoring these people. How many people do they do? Well, you're absolutely going to be blown over right now. Most people that sponsor lots and lots of people, and they're your top recruiters in your country right now at the current time, literally probably on average only speak to 3 or 5 people a day. I'm not saying some days we don't speak to more. I'm talking about average. So it's only literally 3 to 5 people. You can do a lot more if you want it to go quicker, but it's about being consistent and doing 3 to 5 people a day. And what we then do is we plug them into the tools. And one of the best tools we got is an online BP. They run every day. In fact, they don't just run every day, they run 3 times a day here in the UK and Ireland. So we've got a real advantage. And all we need to do is put the people in there. And where all the money is made in any form of business is in momentum. And the key to getting to momentum is the speed of implementation. So if you speak to someone and you get them a little bit excited, you want to show them the business straight away. So if you can get them on and look at the business and look at your option in 24 hours, okay, you're going to have a 10 times better chance of them joining and actually doing something with the business. Okay, speed of implementation. And now what Michael and the team have done, and the team around us, we've got some of the best speakers in Forever Living products that present the opportunities. They've managed to put these BPs on 3 times a day. Use them. That's a real biggest key. Okay, so we could talk about how-tos and we can talk about all the different tools, and the company has done an incredible job. But for me, it goes back to mindset is the biggest key. I believe whenever we want to do anything, whether we know how to do it or not, if we decided that we're going to go and do it, we would do it. And the mindset is the most important thing. Okay, and it's 95% mindset and only 5% how to. But obviously, because we're in a training right now, we're back to school, I want to share some how to. But because I'm so passionate about its mindset more than the how to, and probably most of us know how to communicate with people, have a conversation, and educate them on something we're passionate about. Okay, I am a firm believer that the mindset is the biggest key. And with that in mind, what I've done with Michael is I've produced a video. And if you get any benefit from this, okay, Michael's going to let it out into whatever he does, put it on Facebook or wherever he is in the group for you to see. and it talks about me sponsoring the people I sponsored, and it mainly talks about how mindset is a really important thing. So I just want to kind of share that to you and encourage you to kind of watch that. But back to today, we are going to be talking about some how to, but I want you to understand that a how to is kind of irrelevant, whether you know how to do it or you don't know how to do it. Okay, if you don't know why you're doing it, you won't be doing it. I'll give an example. I built a business, and a lot of people in FLP have built an incredible business. And what's happened is along them doing it, they've got taken action and they've got better. And I think it's pretty fair today that they've got skills that they never had when they started. But if they don't know why they're doing it and they've had a break and they've had to retire, they could be the best recruiter. They could be the best at bringing people through the plan. Okay. But if they're not knowing why they're doing it, they won't be doing it. So that knowledge is wasted. And so, it's really, really about why you're doing it and your mindset. But because it's about today is a training and we want to talk about how to, I'm going to start, giving you some tips. And they're my tips. I'm not saying they're the be end and all end all. They're kind of tips that I follow. And your uplines may do something slightly different, or you may think it's slightly different. In fact, what I found over the 30 years I've been involved in the business, when I first got started, I felt this person here, Adam, was a great leader. He did it this way. Natalie did it this way. So-and-so did it this way. But when you get to know what they all do, they all pretty much do it the same way. They got a focus. They know where they're going. They know why they're doing it. And they just charge. And that's something that we all could do. But one of the tips I would say to you that's really, really, really important, okay, is two things. Okay, first of all, and it's not on the slide, but I've kind of thrown it in there, speaking from the heart, and we were talking just before this presentation with Lisa, and we're talking about objections, and we're talking about different things that people throw up, whether that's price, whether it's, whatever it was. And it brought me back to the day that I remember when I first started recruiting. I used to speak to people and say, would you like to have a look at our option, however I did it? And we could have a few words on that. But what I did is ask them if they wanted to have a look at my option. And, people used to say yes or no. And I was fine with every one of them. But there was a third option that they had, and it was called, what is it? And I don't know if this is ever experienced to anyone, but when I got a what is it, the hairs on the back of my neck actually used to really go up and I used to get really tense. They said, what is it? I don't know how to explain it. And what I realized was this, the more I worried about it, the more people I spoke to, okay, and I kept stats. And that's the second thing I would do. Always keep your stats so you can look at the facts of what's happening. But when I kept stats of it, I realized that the percentage of people that asked what is it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what I learned is I had to get over that objection, okay? And what I realized was very quickly that my prospects usually had an objection that I was feared or scared of. So my tip is in recruitment, just find out what it is that you don't like. When you found it, find out how to solve it. And there's a load of knowledge in there. Now, for me, I kind of solved it myself because, they say yes, or they say no, or they say, what is it? Well, what do I expect someone to say? What is it if I want them to have a look at something? So I realized, well, that's what I wanted them to say. So then it could lead me into a conversation. And when I actually just realized that I could get straight over that objection, I never got it anymore. So my two biggest tips are this, is understand that most of your objections from your prospects come from what you're thinking. Okay. And the second thing is use the stats and keep records of how many people you speak to. Okay. How many people say they're going to come? How many people turn up? How many people you sponsor and how many go away as customers and how many give you referrals? Because if you look at them stats, if we're talking about growth, you're not literally here to grow and become the best recruiter, unless that's what you want. But what you are here to do is to beat yourself. So in other words, don't ever compare yourself to anyone else unless it's a positive way. Okay? Because everybody's got a different agenda. Everyone's got a different why. Everyone's got a different time. Everyone's got a primary goal that's different. Okay? So keep your stats, okay, and keep moving forward. And if there's an objection that really, if it's a bad objection that's going to be a problem for you, because your hairs on your back and your neck stand up. It's like one of my days many years ago, someone also used to say to me, is it a pyramid? And it used to get me really think. But once you know how to answer it, it's pretty easy. Any success day, okay, any live event BP, go to some of the leaders, ask them what they'll do with it, and they'll tell you, and you'll get over it. And when you get rid of that objection, you keep your stats and you know your why, wow, it's going to be crazy. Really, really, really good stuff. So, okay, so we know it's about recruitment. Okay, so to me, I think the biggest key is, to me, there's 5 stages of being a professional recruiter. Anyone that's had success in networking or forever living, okay, would be very good at the first 2. Okay, but that's where most people stop. And if they stop, they will get some success and they'll make some income. But if you really want to recruit and then get your team going on and building, then you really need to be able to do all 5 stages. So the first one is, people need to know who you are. So very simply, my name's Paul Brown. Okay, so introduce yourself. It's that simple. Okay, and you do that anyway, whether you're being paid or you're in this business. The second thing is, let them know what you do. Okay, and if you know, by letting them know what you do. So my name's Paul Brown. You know, I'm actually involved in network marketing. I'm actually involved in forever living products. I help people achieve their dreams. I help people get out the rat race. It all depends on what time you're in and what you want to say. They all work. Just take the action. Then the third thing that you need to do is you need to get them to realize they're in pain. Now, in this kind of environment right now, the reason why networking and recruitment is going to go through the absolute roof, and you want to jump on it before someone else does. Because Michael said something to me ages ago, and it was like amazing. He said, forever living is going to be here for forever, but we're not. What do we want to do with it while we're here? And that is that really made me think. And that's really helped me kind of figure out why I'm doing it and where I'm going to go. Okay, so he kind of made me realize that I was in pain without knowing about it. And he did that by telling a story. Okay, so in this day and age, though, the reason why the recruitment's going to go through the roof is pretty much everyone's in pain right now. We live in a commercial world and everything's going up. And most people haven't even got a disposable income. Just for you guys that are not too sure what it is, because I didn't know until I was told, but disposable income is the amount of money you got left after you get paid and you pay all your important bills like your mortgage and your fuel and your car and stuff like that. Now, the average disposable income was about $250. That's the amount of money that on average people used to have left after they paid their bills. And that was what they call their fun money. That's what their entertainment money. Call it what you like. That's when you go on holiday. It's what, you take the wife out, the husband out, your children out, whatever you want to do, that's your fun money. Now, unfortunately, for the first time, for most people in this country, it's actually now gone into minus money. So most people get paid, they can't even pay their bills. That is brilliant news for us, because they're actually realizing this third job, we don't even need to do it that much because they already know they're in pain. They might be trying to put it to one side, but they already know they're in pain. Okay, so what you do is you tell pain, and the best way, if they don't know that they're in pain, is to do it by stories. Like I said, Michael told me a story, you tell them a story. So, you could tell them, look, the challenge with most people, okay, and put people in the category of most people because they love it. The challenge with most people, okay, is that they get paid once a month, okay, and for the first week they're fine, but then for the next 3 weeks they're living their life to the next payday. What we do is we show people how they can actually get paid, pay their bills, and have an extra £1,000 a month. Would you be interested in would you be open to have a look at something like that? Now, you can say what you want. Don't have to take my words. It would just come naturally, speaking from the heart, but use stories. And what Michael and the team have done as well, which I absolutely love, they put stories for products. They put stories for recruitment. They're all stories. You come to a success day, you hear stories all over the place. Okay, the Facebook page, stories, we just got new positions, supervisor, 120 supervisors. I think that's like 10 times, 12 times more, okay, than we usually do on an average month. And what Michael and the team's been doing is throwing testimonials on it. I love it. I love seeing them. I love hearing all the different stories, the backgrounds, and I use their stories to actually help my recruitment. So stage 3 is pain. Stage 4 is when they actually realize they're in pain, they're now looking for a solution. And you just encourage that. That could be a presentation. It could be 3 times a day presentation. You don't have to wait, okay, for a week. Okay, they can go on it straight away. And that's really, really, really key. And if you do like live presentations and they're brilliant and they're going around the country and you want to bring people, you don't have to wait for a live presentation. You can get them onto one of the 3 times a day presentations, get them involved and to join, Okay, get them to get a couple of people on. So when they first go to their first live presentation, they've actually got a team already. How cool will that be? Okay, and that's what we can do. But when they see a solution, okay, the solution is the presentation, it's a tool, whatever we want to show. It could be a video, okay, but it's whatever you want. Because we got these BPs 3 times a day, I'd really heavily suggest you want to be putting people on it non-stop. And if you do, you'll be like smashing the recruits. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, so that's the fourth thing. Now, the fifth thing is when they actually, so they go through, they know who you are, they know what you do, they know that you're in pain, they know that they're in pain. They then got to look for a solution. When they see you're the answer, you don't just sponsor a distributor, you sponsor a manager, you sponsor a senior manager, you sponsor a soaring manager, you sponsor a diamond manager. Okay, when they see you as the answer and you use Forever Living as the vehicle, their tools and everything you've got that Michael and the team have given us so much, you're absolutely going to smash it. You've got the right mindset. You know why it is. You're keeping your averages. You can look at it. You know how to get rid of the objections. You let them know who you are. You let them know what you do. You let them know they're in pain. You give them a solution and they know you're the answer. It's a done deal. You get all 5 of them. You're a top professional networker and a top recruiter. Absolutely phenomenal. So one of the other things that I need to say, and this is a really important thing, if we're going to talk about how to rather than just the mindsets, I want to just talk about qualification. One of the things that I used to have a challenge with, and I'm sure no one else has this problem at all, yeah, okay, is that I used to find that people said yes to me on the phone and they were there just to please me. And so that when it comes to the live presentation, or if it comes to an online presentation, when I come back in the business kind of and really started sponsoring, and people wouldn't turn up for the online presentations. Okay, what I realized was that I wasn't qualifying. You see, they were turning up because they think they were doing me a favor. Now, I know none of you guys have got that, but if you did have that problem where people are just pleasing you and saying yes, and they think they're doing you a favor, then this is your answer. This is how you get around it. You've got to qualify them. Now, you can say it how you want, and I'm not saying it's the right way, the way I say it, but this is how I'd say it. Let's say your name is, I don't know, Jack. Okay, so I'm speaking to you and I've told you a little bit about who I am, what we do, and we're going to get you to a presentation. You've agreed you're going to come. I say, now, Jack, just before you come, okay, I'm really loving this conversation. You're going to love what I do, okay, and what we do. But just before I do, I've just got to qualify you. Listen, it's absolutely no problem. Okay, you're going to sail through the qualification. Don't worry about it, be easy. But I just got to ask you a couple of questions. Is that okay, Jack? Yep, sure, Paul, no problem. Okay, so Jack, let me ask you this: if you was to get involved in a part-time business that could end up in a full-time business, what would excite you the most? What would it be for sacrificing a bit of time? Would you want most out of it? And then let Jack speak. Okay, because Jack's going to tell you, okay, what he wants most, which is going to really, really help you. You see, people say to me all the time, I've got a problem with closing. You haven't got a problem with closing. You're not qualifying them when you're doing it. The close starts at the beginning. Okay, it's not a close at the end because you've done all the work. And how have you done that? 2 things. Number 1, he's telling you, Jack is telling me what he actually wants. Okay, but the real world gets in the way. So I now have got the greatest tool, okay, that he believes, okay, that we're keeping focused and on track. And he told me this is what Jack wants. The second thing is he's repeating it. The more times he can repeat, that's what he wants. He's going to believe in his own words. You're the salesperson, you're the recruiter, I'm not going to believe in you. But if Jack says it, it's true. So what's going to happen is this. Jack says, this is what excites me the most. Yes, it's a great tip for me. I can use it if I want, when I want to use it. Okay. But what's really good from Jack is Jack keeps telling himself what he wants to look for. He's telling himself he's in pain. He needs a solution. And then when he gets you the answer, you've got a manager. You've got a soaring manager. You've got a diamond manager. So it's about what excites you the most. Okay, now I know I'm running a little bit over time, so I'm going to have to speed it up a little bit, but I'm happy to go into a bit more stuff. Okay, but how much? So I say to Jack, what excites you most? And he says, I don't know, I just want an extra £1,000 a month. Great. Okay, right. So, okay, it might be that he says this, which is probably more common. I want to go on a holiday. Okay, so what would actually make it worth your while? Okay, you know, to go on holiday, I guess that's money. But yeah, money. Well, where do you want to go? I want to go to the Bahamas. Great. Have you got any idea what it's going to cost? About 10 grand, right? So I'm speaking up now. Okay, 10 grand. Great. So when do you want to go? Next year. Okay. So what kind of money would you need to make and pay now? An extra £1,000 a month. Great. So how much time could you dedicate to it? Oh, I haven't got much time, but I could do an hour a day. Brilliant. Okay. And how long would you be prepared to work at this before you got disillusioned? Okay. And you feel like it's not working for you. He said, well, I don't expect money straight away. Okay. I don't know, 3 to 6 months. So Jack said, if I could show you a way that you could make an extra £1,000 a month off an hour a day, okay, and you could do that in 3 to 6 months so you can get that holiday in the Bahamas, then I guess that's really going to excite you. Yeah, Paul, that's going to blow me away. Well, that's exactly what we're going to show you on tomorrow night, or what I'm going to show you at 2 o'clock at the BP. Okay, so qualify them. The qualification is the key. I'm really sorry if I'm running over, guys, but I could talk about this all day. Okay, so what do I do for my team? Well, everyone's got their own team. For me, I put a blueprint in place. I've looked at my stats, I looked at different things. So when I was going to come back to work, I wanted to put a blueprint in my team because I kind of knew it in my head, but I want to put it down on paper so people could follow it. And when people on my team follow this, and I'm not saying you have to follow it, everyone's got their own way. I know Michael has got 5 things that he tells people. You see it all the time, and probably 3 or 4 of these are exactly the same. Okay, but for me, okay, there's 5 things I tell my team. And when they're doing it, they don't just watch me sponsor, they sponsor themselves. And you've probably seen some of my people get into the top sponsoring themselves. When they stop doing this, they stop sponsoring. So if you're on a team, if you're on this, okay, and you're going, well, I'm not sponsoring what I was sponsoring, I lost the excitement. Well, get the excitement back, get your why back, and start doing the blueprint, and it's a done deal. Okay, so number 1, get paid for your time. Okay, so whoops. Okay, so for anyone in my team, I don't know what's happened. Definitely my fault. The slides are a little bit out. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I do say. It's not on this time. I'm really, really sorry. It's not on the slide. Number 1, I say to my team, use the products. The biggest key is use the products. How can they recommend something they don't believe in it? Okay. Number 2, show the opportunity. For my team, I say to them, you want to show someone like, you know, if you're part-time, you want to show 8 people a week. Okay. If you're full-time, you want to show 20 people a week the opportunity. Okay. It's only like 3 people a day, isn't it? That's that 3 to 5 magic number a day. Okay. And if you're all the time, you're going crazy, I'm going for a big position, 90 days, full out, then you want to be showing 40 people. Okay. So number 1, use the products. Number 2, can share things. Number 3, get paid for your time. Look, whenever you're going to see someone, is that, you know, if they say no, okay, one of the challenges is there's many different things happen. Number 1, they walk away. They don't know about the product. They say no. You might find it hard to get referral because you probably won't ask. Okay, and you're not getting paid for your time. And you know, if you've got a partner at home and you're doing this business part time and you're out 3-4 nights a week and you're not getting paid for your time, you know, they're not going to be very happy. And you're the most supportive partner in the world. Eventually, is going to say, well, they're kidding you. It's not going to work. Come on, we need to make some money because everyone's used to going to work and getting paid straight away, or at least within a week or a month. Okay, so what we do is we get paid for time. So what we do is we recommend the products to them. Okay, so what we do is we say, I used to, when I first got involved in business, I used to sell them a tooth gel or 30 or 40, 50 quid's worth of products. That was my average, 30, 40 quid's worth of products. Now, what that meant is I earned as a manager 48%. At the beginning, I earned 35%. Okay, so I made some money for my presentation. Now, how would you feel if you did a presentation in 35 minutes and you made 10, 15 quid every time you did it? Would you be encouraged to do more? Okay, when it's not working for you, okay, you're making money. This is fantastic. Okay, how many people work behind a pub or a part-time job and earn a little bit less? So number 3, get paid for your time. So it's a benefit for you. Number 2, it's a benefit for the prospect because these products are life-changing products. We've all got people in our family, if you've been in this for more than a couple of months, that have had some incredible results with our product, like almost life-changing. I know we're not allowed to make claims, but we're not here to sell you anything. You're already in it. Okay. So, but the prospect, they go away and they literally take 40 quid worth of products. They got a chance of coming back to you. And what we do know is some of the 28% of the top distributors, I believe, come back because they use the products and they love them. Okay, so number 1, it's a win for the person. And they could come back and see the opportunity. It's a win for you, and it's a win for the company because the company are moving products, which is what it's supposed to do, expose the opportunity, and people are using them for what they are. Now, in July, okay, Michael asked me to say what I did. So in July, if anyone doesn't know, I sponsored 31 people. I had a little bit of a challenge. Michael, you know, we're on a training right now. It's back to work. It's back to school. I didn't know we were allowed a holiday in July. Michael didn't tell me we were allowed some time off. So he asked me what my goal was, and I said I'd love to sponsor one a day as an average. I'm not saying it happened every day, but over the month, I'd love to sponsor 31 people, okay, and get 31 people using the products and really set my business up. Now, the reason why I sponsored 31 people is I did a lot of sponsoring, obviously because I sponsored 31 people, but I showed the people, a lot of people, the business, either through the BPs or one-to-one or whatever way I did it. And what I did is when I first started the business, I used to, for the people who said no, okay, I thought they needed to get on the product with best deal, 30, 40 quid. I make some money. They get to experience the products. The family see that there's something tangible about the business. Many, many reasons that we just touched on. Okay, so that's what I did. So everyone that I used to speak to, most people used to go away with at least a tooth gel or on average 30, 40 quid worth of products. Because I come back and I'm a lot more confident, I think the best deal, especially with a new pack, is someone buy the pack, get 30% off their favorite products for the rest of their life. Look, you know, if Sainsbury's offered everyone a deal, look, you could get your favorite 6 products at Sainsbury's or any products you like for Sainsbury's at 30% for the rest of your life, but you need to go shopping and spend 200 quid. What would you do? Okay. Now, I don't tell them that, but that's a kind of how I'm thinking. So instead of having an objection in there, I've got an abundant mindset that why wouldn't they want to do that? Okay, because number one, it could save their opportunity. They could get result with the products. It could save their family. Some of their family could get result. So that's why I do it. So number one, use the products. Number two, pay for your time. Number three, okay, sorry. Number one, use the products. Number two, show the opportunity. Number three, get paid for your time. Number four, okay, promote the events. You've got to promote your events. Okay, people say, okay, winners are found and leaders are found at events. Okay, I actually believe, and I'm not saying I'm right, but this is my belief, and it says is winners are realized at event. That was a day that I realized that I could be a winner, that I'm a winner. Because I went to the event, I saw all these different people achieving things, and I thought, why not me? Why not me? Took some action and then started getting some results. So the events, the really important thing. So number four, I tell everyone on my team to promote the event. Sell it if you have to, but promote it. Make sure that everyone's there. Okay. And then the fifth thing I ask my team to do is to do 1 to 4. Okay, that's it. Now I know I'm running over time and I'm really sorry, so I will kind of wrap it up. So we know that we've got an online business presentation. Now I want to leave you with a couple of things. Okay, and a couple of things I want to tell you is this. So the reason why I sponsored 31 people is because a lot of them were customers or people that were evaluating the business. And instead of taking 30, 40 pounds worth of products like they did 30 years ago, I got them to buy the box. Okay, so what my numbers are this. Over the last 18 months or so, okay, well, I've really been focused mainly since October and I had a couple of months off this year because Victoria wasn't very well. But basically, over the last 18 months, I worked out that I sponsored 138 people frontline that bought the box, of which 29 of the people that I'd count. These are 29 people that come to an event. So they weren't just wanting to buy the products. They actually were serious about taking it to the next stage and coming to an event. Okay. Then of the 29, okay, 19 of them come to more than one event. And from the 19, I've got 5 frontline supervisors and 2 frontline managers. And from them 129 people, there's most of them buy the products. They'll probably do an extra 6 to 8 case credits every month because the people I sponsored. But from all them 29 people that want to do the business, and 129, but from all them people, I've done 850 case credits open business. I haven't counted what they've done after making manager. But if you took a return on that at 13%, you could work out what kind of income you got. Plus, I reckon that you make about £75 every time you bring someone in. So I'm getting paid for my time. They're getting to see a great opportunity, and that's where it is. Now, in finishing, I want to give you an assignment. Okay, I want you all right now, because this is how we tell, okay, not just people having problems, but this is how we tell, okay, who's going to solve them. Now, because we're not going to do any registration or anything like this and check if you've done the assignment, this is how you're going to tell if you're ready. And if not, then you need to get some more information and go to your upline and say, what can I do to be ready? But what you're going to do is the assignment is this. This is how we judge the people that want to do it. You need to be willing, coachable, and hungry. And if you are, you're going to smash this. So here's your assignment. What I want you to do is look at my session. It'll probably be recorded. You can look at the mindset. And what I want you to do as a result of what you've seen today and I shared with you, I want you to pick 3 things that from now on you're going to do different as a result of what you've seen. Okay, I hope that is okay. And Michael, I hand back to you. And I'm sorry I've taken 52 hours and I will get better. It's all about growth and progress as I get going. So I think I've got to stop sharing. Victoria's going to be very proud of me and I'm going to get out your way. And I'm going to
We
say
are all
thank you.
very proud of you, Paul. Thank you very much for everything. I see the chat here lighting up. So let's give some love to Paul and applaud him for an amazing training on recruitment. Paul, you're fantastic, and keep on going because you're surely making sure that people are understanding that the opportunity is needed very much today. And thank you for all the things you've shared. So look at the chat when you have a chance. Thank you, and to your lovely wife, Victoria, for everything that you do. And let's keep on growing. Let's keep on going. Thank you so much,
Thank
Paul.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.